Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of the DVC Show, coming to you from the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida. I'm your host, Pete Werner, joined at the table this week by my good friends, Paul Krieger.
Hey, everybody.
Amy Krieger.
Hello.
Linda Smith.
Hey, everyone.
And our producer, Mr. Corey Fiescanaro.
Welcome home.
And just a reminder, our show, along with all of our DVC content, brought to you by the World of DVC. That includes DVCResaleMarket.com, where Ms. Linda Smith works.
Yay.
DVCRentalStore.com, where Mr. Paul Krieger works. And MoneraFinancial.com, where Ms. Amy Krieger works. And we won't do the role playing again.
Thank you.
Watch the last show for role playing. Appropriate.
Not that kind.
Appropriate role playing. You have dirty minds. Okay, so this week we are going to talk about the best DVC dining experiences. And the reason I want to kind of highlight that is because we are launching a new vlog. We're going to try and do it every so often. There's not enough to really sustain a weekly show, but the DVC Dining Show, where we go and review dining locations at various DVC resorts. So stay tuned for that. Has one gone up already?
No, it has not. We're still waiting for some assets, but you should see the first episode this Friday.
We're still waiting for some asses?
That's what I thought he said, too.
That's where I thought that was going.
Going down the rabbit hole on this one, folks.
Oh, yeah. No. We're already starting. So, so we're launching that. And we thought a good topic would be, kind of reminiscing about our favorite places to eat at DVC resorts. And they're all looking and trying to avoid eye contact because they don't want me to pick them first, Paul. I'm picking you first.
That's fine. So I'm gonna name two just because the first one you all have heard me mention multiple times, but for most people it's not something that maybe everyone is going to be able to experience. But Victoria and Albert's by far is truly my ultimate destination for Disney dining because I always come back to the point that it's not just about the food, it's the entire experience, from the service, from how you're greeted when you walk in, from the fact that someone followed me to the bathroom when I was there and then escorted me back. It was kind of a little weird.
There's a line. There's a line.
But yeah.
Do you need any assistance, Mr. Krieger?
I'm fine.
You get what you pay for.
Yeah. You get what you pay for, yeah.
This show is really going south.
But yeah, the harpist, just the entire experience.
The harpist followed you to the bathroom?
No.
So they were playing harp music.
I think I could still hear it while I was in there, but... Anyhow, Victoria and Albert's, yes, which hopefully we're hearing rumblings that's going to be coming back early this summer. So I'm very excited. I definitely want to get back in there and experience it and sell my other kidney to pay for it. And it'll be a fun time. But I go back to, some of the most, this is a restaurant that we've not been to for quite some time. But when you talk about best, it's had its up and downs, but California Grill, I think, really has a lot of wonderful memories for me, both from a dining experience, but also just from, Amy and I beginning our DVC journey. We ate there a bunch, I know, in our early days as members, and had countless amazing meals there. They still do serve amazing meals. I think we've sort of taken a little bit of a break from it recently just because we had maybe one experience that wasn't what we expected, or maybe we just ate there too much. I don't know which one it was, really.
A little bit both. But I really miss the brunch at the top that they used to do.
Yeah.
So as soon as they they bring that back, I'm going to be one of the first in line, because it was like a whole encompassing experience of, I think you paid like one price. It was like 80 something a person, which does sound like a lot for a brunch. And this was pre-pandemic. So if it comes back, it would probably be a little more. But as soon as you walked in, you got off the elevator, they handed you a mimosa. They were, bottomless mimosas. There was a buffet of sorts that had like charcuterie and sushi and salads and just all kinds of different things that you could go up and get. And then they had a menu of entrees, and you could order as many of the entrees as you wanted. And so you could like get a couple of them and share and try different things. And then just the ambiance of the whole place, in the morning, it's just, you can see the parks, you see Magic Kingdom, and it's really beautiful. And there's a jazz, like kind of combo band playing Disney songs. And it's just, I miss the brunch, and I would go there in a heartbeat if they brought it back.
How were the bathrooms?
There was no harpist.
No?
Okay.
The
harpist didn't follow you. The jazz band didn't follow you to the bathroom?
No.
Guy with a bass.
Unfortunately.
But no, when I think back of just all of our dining experiences, obviously there are ones right now that I would probably say are like my top restaurant at the moment. But when I go to just consistency and something that really brings me a lot of wonderful memories, it's definitely California Grill. So
yeah. And going back really quickly to Victoria and Albert's, Michelin Star is supposed to be reviewing them. Isn't that what we heard?
Yeah, Michelin Star is coming to Orlando. Michelin's coming to Orlando.
And so in a lot of the criteria is often very similar to the AAA Diamond restaurants. And so Victoria and Albert's is one of the few 4 Diamond restaurants around Orlando. There's a couple of 3 Diamond ones. But yeah, so definitely I would be looking for Victoria and Albert's to possibly maybe get a Michelin Star.
Get a Michelin Star.
Yeah.
That'd be huge.
Mm-hmm. That would be huge. Oh my gosh. That would be fantastic. And, looking back over the years, I'd have to say, gosh, there's just so many great experiences. But when you all were talking, I was thinking about Animal Kingdom, and I was thinking about the first time I ate at Jico and how impeccable the service was. Because I'm all about the whole experience, right? How you're treated when you walk in, when you sit down, the cast members' attendance to you, and suggesting things. The meal they suggested was great, but this was years ago because I've had quite a bit of it since. First time I'd ever had African wine, white wine. And it was absolutely fantastic. So that whole thing for me just came out with just wonderful reviews in my mind. And I love flying fish. We were talking about that a little bit earlier. That's never been bad for me. It's hard to pick a bad one. I do love, if I'm in the steak mood, the Yachtsman Steakhouse was memorable. It's expensive, but it was worth it. The service was top notch. The food was great. I love how they bring out the different pics of your steak, and you do that. And I'm big on the ribeye. So that's my favorite there. But, my little sister's coming in July. And I've always told my friends that when people come to visit me, particularly from out of state, some of the best restaurants we have in the state of Florida are in Disney World.
Yeah, no question.
They're at the resorts. They're in the parks, some of them. And we're going to spend a lot of time. And I live about an hour away, so I'm going to be buying that expensive gas going back and forth the whole time she's here.
Amy and we had our first experience at Flying Fish a month ago or so at this point.
Yeah.
And just absolutely phenomenal food. But something I always go back to, it's one thing if you have proper service, like if your server is amazing to you and the food is amazing and all that stuff. But watching the service team and the chefs in the kitchen have a blast at what they're doing, that's when you know it's a next level restaurant. Like when we were leaving, like the entire kitchen, because they have that open kitchen concept at Flying Fish, the entire kitchen they were just all, bye, see you next time.
Oh yeah,
like they are just having a wonderful time. And like, I worked at an Olive Garden before. Not every kitchen experience is like that. Normally, there are more profanities involved, and you're hating every second of the day. But seeing these people have that much fun is like, it makes you want to go back and eat more.
They are having fun. It's absolutely incredible. And what's one of the funnest places to watch that staff of those cast members, Whispering Canyon Cafe, right? Mm-hmm. So we won't spoil it if you've never been. What happens when you order ketchup to come to the table? But those people truly love what they're doing.
Yeah.
And that just makes you feel good to be there.
It makes a difference.
Yeah.
And I agree with a lot of what's been said with these restaurants. So it's been a very long time since I've been to V&A because I'm not putting on a suit.
We're going.
Well, then you're going to have to pay for the suit because mine doesn't fit me anymore.
Deal.
Oh.
You're locked in.
You're locked in.
The people want to see this.
And these things matter for me too. The service, the atmosphere, the quality of the food. One of my all-time favorite places when I'm staying DVC is to stay at Wilderness Lodge. And it's Geyser Point.
Yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's Geyser Point. It's not by any means is this considered signature dining. But the food, that bison burger,
Yeah.
that bison burger is legendary. And the atmosphere, the view of the lake, the view of the lodge, just being there, and then the service. These guys bend over backwards. They go out of their way.
Yep.
I remember one time I was there and I asked for a cup of coffee and their coffee machine was broken. Do you know this guy, our server, walked into the main building, into
Roaring Fork.
Roaring Forks.
Wow.
And got me my coffee.
Wow.
Yeah.
And because when he first said, "Oh, I'm sorry, our coffee machine is broken," I'm like, "Oh, okay, stuff happens." I wasn't upset or anything. Mm-hmm. I wanted coffee, but I didn't go all Karen on him. And sure enough, 10 minutes later, he walks up with a cup of coffee. I said, "I thought the coffee machine was broken." He's like, "I went into Roaring Forks and got it for you."
Oh.
I'm like, "Oh my God, your tip just went through the freaking roof." And I always have experiences like that there. The food is, the other thing that's really important for me is consistency.
Yep.
I don't want one good meal. I want 3. For me to say you're a good restaurant, I got to have at least 3 meals there that I can say are good. Which is why when I do dining reviews, I'm usually doing reviews of places I have been recently so that I can say, okay, this is very consistent. Consistency means the kitchen is well run, the restaurant is well run, and that's something I'm looking for. And I'll tell you, I've never, ever had a bad experience at Roaring Forks. At Geyser Point.
Yep.
Yeah.
The first time I met you was actually at Geyser Point, and
That's right.
Yeah, and starstruck enough, sweating. I'm meeting Pete Warner, and then the bison burger came down, and it was like, Pete, I'm gonna need a minute. Me and this bison burger are gonna have a moment here, and it was just like,
it's amazing.
It was definitely that was the first time I had been there,
and also Wilderness Lodge is home to what I consider one of the most underrated restaurants at all of Walt Disney World, and that is Whispering Canyon.
Yeah, it's very good.
Now, Whispering Canyon went through, we'll call it the dark times,
Yes.
where it wasn't very good.
Yeah.
Then a new chef came in and completely turned that menu around.
Yeah.
And oh my God, it's so good.
Yeah, and it's a lot of it is the all you can eat skillets, and those aren't typically things that are consistently good. You have meat that a lot of people are getting, so they're serving a lot of it at once. And we went and had I think we shared 2 skillets so we could have a lot of different things, and everything was so good. And they bring you plenty of food, and everything was the ribs were really good. The sauces are really good, and the service, is fun.
And again, it's the whole package. That it has its own ambiance. It's definitely a very fun environment.
It is.
with stuff like with the ketchup.
Yes.
And again, not going to spoil it, but if you've never been there, ask for ketchup. Ask for ketchup. Watch what happens.
And ask for refills.
And ask for refills.
Or just drink your drink really fast.
Yeah.
And if you have a birthday, watch out.
Oh, yeah.
Watch out.
It's really fun. A really, really fun environment. The food now consistently good. And I just don't hear people talking about it the way I think they should be.
Yeah. It's actually generally still kind of easy to get a reservation there, too. So if you're looking, and we've gotten a lot of last minute ones there. So if you're looking and it pops up, definitely give it a shot.
Exactly. So, Linda, what about you?
Oh, on top of the other ones? Well, I 100% agree with you with Whispering Canyon Cafe. To me, it's like an experience from the moment you walk in, second you sit down, the menu, the Western characters that come in over to the table to give you that fun little harassment on the edge. And the food because I was there years and years ago, and the food is tremendously better to now. And, some of the other places, maybe a little bit off the beaten track is, when you go to Vero Beach, and you have that wonderful ambiance that's there, and you're looking out over the ocean, and you want to just get something quick and easy. Go up to the lounge upstairs, the green cabin, or what do you call it? It's the
green room.
Oh, the green room. I'm sorry. The mind's going today, but that lounge is unbelievable because it's all mahogany wood in there. And they have some wonderful etagères in there that have the treasures from the Mel Fisher Treasure Museum that are on loan. And then you can sit there and you can look out over the ocean. You can have some libations, some wonderful snacks, and really forget the world. Yeah. Yeah, the green cabin room is what it is. Yeah.
Our first Vero trip is next month.
Ooh,
so we'll have to check it out.
If you want to go, you've got to
Yeah.
go. And sometimes they'll have entertainment there.
Well, and honestly, like you want to talk about like underrated like dining locations at any Disney Vacation Club property, just go to the lounges. Like most of these lounges have amazing small plate options and stuff like that. We had dinner.
Enchanted Rose.
Yeah. Oh my.
Awesome
Yeah.
food. Like 4 menu items, and every single one of them is phenomenal.
Yeah, they're basically coming. The food that's being produced in Enchanted Rose is coming out of the Citrico's and Victoria and Albert's kitchen, so it's going to be good at that point. I know
they shave real truffles on the truffle fries, like real ones.
Amy's used to the
Not
knockoff.
just the flavored.
She's used to the knockoff
artificial
flavored
powder.
artificial truffle powder at the Krieger House. So when real truffles show up, it's a special occasion.
Well, if we're going global, then Makahiki at Aulani.
Oh.
Now, normally I would say Ama Ama as well, but Ama Ama is closed right now. I didn't have a chance to eat there when I was out there back in March. But we did have a chance to do Makahiki twice, both for breakfast and dinner.
Yep.
And although it's a very different experience now because they're not doing the buffet at the moment, oh, wow, the food was so good.
Yeah. We did it for breakfast and dinner in June also, and both were very good. And that was back when I was having stomach issues, and so they were very, very, really good about that.
Oh, yeah, the service was tremendous.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Well, that's the service at Aulani in general. I don't care if you're talking to the front desk, if you're talking to a DVC guide, a server, janitorial staff, housekeeping, it doesn't matter. They're the nicest people God ever put on earth.
Yeah.
And they all went to work there, apparently.
And the quick service at Aulani is awesome. They have, like the poke bowls. And we had one night we were just going to eat in our room. And we went, and I think Paul got ribs.
The best ribs I've had in a very long time was quick service at Aulani.
Yes. They were awesome. And the mashed potatoes?
We got to the point, because there are limited dining options right now at Aulani. We got to the point where almost every night we were going down to quick service to the Ulu Cafe, right?
Yes.
We were going down to Ulu Cafe and ordering whatever they had there and bringing it back up to our room, because we had a grand villa. So we sat with these to-go boxes all around our massive dining room table. The food was absolutely superb. And I'm like, okay, Disney is capable of quick service food like this. Why can't we do this in Orlando? If we can do it in Aulani,
Yeah.
why can't we do it in Orlando? But also going global, if we're going to talk about restaurants, incredible restaurants at DVC locations, we cannot ignore Napa Rose at the Grand Californian. I personally think it is the best restaurant that Disney has.
Wow.
Anywhere on either coast. I don't think Disney has anything to match it. I think the closest we get to that is California Grill. And I think it's better than the California Grill.
Wow.
And
See, we're going to head back out to Disneyland in August, but when we ate at Napa Rose, it was good, but I think I was tarnished by the fact that it was like 10 degrees outside and I was a frozen icicle while I sat through that dinner. So I feel like that impacted my meal a little bit.
We booked it last minute to take refuge somewhere inside.
well, you're lucky that you got it last minute because it's a hard reservation to get.
It was luck. It was good though. I mean, I can't, you know what I mean? It's just, it was a long time ago. So it's hard to remember. I remember it being very good and the service was good.
All right, Mr. Fiascanaro, what about you?
I am so surprised that one of my picks hasn't been said yet, but I have two in an honorable mention. It's going to be signature, casual, and my honorable mention. So my signature is Topolino's. That name has not been ringed once.
I was going to, and I forgot to. I got sidetracked by Aulani.
Yeah.
You start talking about Aulani,
Yep.
and I'm sorry, I just go all in.
I have a large number of favorite restaurants at Walt Disney World, and a lot of them fall under the category of, oh, you went there and didn't like it? What did you order? Oh, yeah, that was the wrong thing to order. So that I can't say is the best. Topolino's, however, does not fall into that category. You can look back on our dining channel and this channel. We've reviewed it 4 times since it opened. Every time I've ordered something different, and every time it was incredible. The pasta's incredible. The fish is incredible. The steak is incredible. There's not a wrong thing to order on that menu. Everything is just perfection, top tier. And then you talk about the view. The view is just amazing as well. As far as casual is concerned, I'm right there with Pete. Geyser Point, I'm so glad that you said it. What you're paying for and what you get is insane. If they just took all their food and put it in a table service restaurant and charged table service prices, you would not have people complaining, but they don't.
You know, I think I'm just going to book a hotel room over Wilderness Lodge so I can go to Geyser Point.
Good. And in the same frame.
It's on a different level than like other restaurants. I mean, it's like not quick service, but it's not.
It's the quick service prices too. Yeah.
It's on its own level and it's excellent. Yeah.
To that frame too, we've done so many videos at Geyser Point. Like I think there's like 6 or 7 over the past few years, and we've ordered most of the menu. And I think there was one thing people didn't like. I think it was that cheesy dip thing that you and Drake were kind of like, whatever, take it or leave it. But the crab cake, the wings, the burgers, the sandwiches, everything is always a slam dunk. So good. My final honorable mention, and the reason this is an honorable mention is just a few years ago, this would be on the contrast episode of this show, The Worst, and that is Trattoria El Forno. It has stepped its game up the past few years in a massive way. We went to the brunch there, and we were blown away. One of the best breakfast type meals that we've had on Disney property. Then we did dinner, where the Flying Fish chef was the one running the kitchen. And that, again, Chef Tim, that blew me away because I was used to not liking dinner there.
Now the Flying Fish is open again and Chef Tim is back where he belongs, we need to go back and review Trattoria.
True. You're right.
And I want to see, did his impact have longevity?
Yeah.
Or did it go back into the hole of crapdom?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think for science, we just need to go to all these restaurants because I'm extremely hungry right now.
I know. I was just looking at my clock.
Where are we going tonight?
And I'm on this, like I was telling these guys before, I'm on this medication that like really like kills my appetite. And talking about Geyser Point, I'll eat my way through it. I'll eat my way through it.
I think I'm heading for a bison burger right after the show. I think I've got to have one.
If only they would just let us park
Yeah.
and not give us a hard.
Yeah.
When you don't have a reservation, you don't have a room.
It is getting better. I will say, Paul and I have done jelly rolls twice, and we pulled up to the boardwalk and said we were going to jelly rolls, and they let us in both times. So I'm wondering if you can get the Geyser Point maybe a little easier now. It's been we're talking within like the last 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah,
That's
month
a long
or so.
drive for me to find out I can't get in.
And now that you said that, everyone's going to pull up and say they're going to jelly rolls. And they're going to be like, guys, it's so crazy. There's like 20 people going to jelly rolls tonight. We're going to have people in jelly rolls. And it's like, I don't know what you're talking about. There's no one in jelly rolls.
No.
It's like they all went to the back entrance to Epcot.
What you should really do is tell people you're going to the Atlantic Dance Hall and see if they fall
Well,
for that one.
then they know you're lying.
Then they know you're lying.
Oh, you're the one.
Yeah, don't do that. Just go to jelly rolls. Like, actually go there because it is awesome.
Don't lie. You secretly want to go in the Atlantic Dance Hall to see what's happening in there.
What else, Fiasco? You have any other favorites?
I mean, I guess those were the three. I have some other definite favorites. I'm a big fan of Jico. I would say Jico in itself was the best dinner I've had on Walt Disney property of all time for a specific meal, but they changed the menu too much. So it's like I'll go there and I'll have...
because they change chefs, and every time a new chef comes in, they want to put their own spin on things.
Yeah.
So we are going to Jico on Friday for Paul's birthday. So it'll be our first time eating there because it's been closed for 2 years. We've been trying to go there for a long time. So hopefully it lives up
Hopefully it's
to what
good.
you had.
Gotta let me know.
So, any other ones? Anything anybody's dying to get out there?
I'm gonna eat my arm in a second. So
I do want to say
I feel like we should get to the bad ones.
I want to say too really quickly. I think Sanaa is amazing. It's always consistently good. We've been there multiple times. It used to be like a hidden gem, but I think a lot more people are going there now because it gets a lot more attention. And then one that a lot of people aren't going to think about. It's a pool bar at the Grand Floridian. It's called the Beaches Pool Bar. So it's at the pool that has like that water fountain, the Beaches Pool. And we ate there like lunch. And we had like these lobster sliders and these potato barrels. And the guy that came over and took our order, which I didn't realize they did that at the pool bars. I thought you had to go up, but he came to where we were sitting, and he was like, do you want this? We have this awesome sauce. Do you want to try it on our, your tater tots? And we're like, okay. And just the service we received from this guy and the food that was brought over from a pool bar was awesome. And so that's something that a lot of people don't think about, is that some of these pool bars at the DVC resorts, especially a lot of people like the Paddock one at Saratoga, a lot of those are very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honorable mention for pool bars too. It's not DVC, but you can walk from a DVC resort. There's Banana Cabana over at Caribbean Beach. Walk there from Riviera.
I can't get over the name. Of that
It's
place.
I know.
the best name of all time. Banana Cabana. And they bring out the apps and these cute little like hammocks.
Oh,
These cute
In
little
your
food
own
hammocks.
Banana cabana and hammocks.
There you go.
We've ended where we started.
Yeah, really. It's the circle of life. All right, folks, that's going to do it for this episode. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you again next week with another edition of the DVC Show. Have a great week, folks.